Oh, that's what I wanted you to do later when you get done.
I think I'm live. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Weather Monkey. I am currently north of Boscobel, Wisconsin. Or, excuse me, south of Boscobel, Wisconsin, about 10 miles. And I am sitting on top of the ridge looking west at a storm system developing. There have been storms a little bit to the north, some heavier storms to the south. I'm kind of sitting between them, waiting to see what would develop. The storms to my south were a little farther south than I am, and I didn't really want to chase till sundown to catch up to them. So here I am. It's Sunday afternoon. And we're going to sit here for a while and watch this system increase in size and come at us. So I'm going to mute the microphone here for a little bit, and I'll be back when something changes. I don't know if it muted or not. Let me double check. I don't see any change. We'll find out. Just trying to figure out why my display won't connect.
But it not have charge?
No, it's fine. It just... I can check here.
Can you give me the medicine for tonight? I want to see what we're going to do. Mm-hmm.
Well, it says I'm live. Let's see if I can find myself here. Yeah, okay, I can see myself. Well, it says I'm live. Let's see if I can find myself here. So, like I said, I'm in southwest Wisconsin. I'm on top of the ridge south of Boscobel. And okay, I can see myself. We'll sit here and wait this out. Let's see if I can find myself here. And so I'll get back to you when, like I said, I'm in southwest Wisconsin. There's something interesting happening. On top of the ridge south of Boscobel. So, and right now it just seems a little bit rainy. We'll sit here and wait this out. See if I can find myself here. And so I'll get back to you when, like I said, I'm in southwest Wisconsin. There's something interesting happening. On the ridge south of Boscobel. So, and right now it just seems a little bit rainy. We'll sit here and wait this out. See if I can find myself here. And so I'll get back to you when, like I said, I'm in southwest Wisconsin. There's something interesting happening. I can see the storm kind of widening its base as I sit here. know why it won't mute. There's a mute button. I'm trying to mute my microphone, but it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. So, I guess if I can see the... Trying to mute my... I better move this out of the way. But it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Yeah. Huh. I know if I push this button, it's supposed to... If I can see the... I better move this out of the way. Maybe I have to hold it in. I know if I push this button, it's supposed to... Maybe I have to hold it. Okay, it's supposed to be muted now. Okay, it's supposed to be muted now, so if I can't hear myself, then it's working. And if it doesn't mute me, it's to turn it off surround sound. Okay, it's supposed to be muted now. Okay, it's supposed to be muted now, so if I can't hear myself, then it's working. So what I think that does is just takes off surround sound. It doesn't really mute it. And if it doesn't mute me, it's to turn it off surround sound. Okay, which appears to be what it's doing. So. Okay, it's supposed to be muted now, so if I can't hear myself, then it's working. Let me push the button again. Maybe it has like separate settings. Takes off surround sound. It doesn't really mute it. And if it doesn't mute me, it's to turn it off surround sound. And then the sound's really good on this. Appears to be what it's doing. Because I don't have the sound up on my phone very much at all. So we'll see. Push the button again. Maybe it has like a separate. So it's got really, really good sound.
It's good pictures too. It's good pictures too.
Probably. So I am here with my wife. She's co-pilot today. So if you hear us just carrying a conversation about something that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing out here right now, I apologize. But I'm kind of looking, the south side of this is starting to pick up some scud way off in the distance. Let me see if I can focus in on it a little better. Actually, it was there a minute ago and it's gone now. The reason it's gone is because the rain is beginning to overtake that scud. I don't know if you can see it still, barely little above the lower third in the left. There's like I said, there was some scud hanging there, and I'm not sure if you can even see it anymore. I can barely see it. So, but yeah, it was like I said, in the lower third. I'm going to try to move this up a little bit. I don't know if I can do that when it's live or not. I'm going to send it to the other corner. This storm may actually slide to the south of us. So, well, I know I'm live now, and I know things are working. So I'm going to switch back to the radar. Well, let me try one more thing on my infotainment system. It didn't want to connect to the internet a few minutes ago. Maybe it will now. It doesn't seem to want to. Let me turn it off and then turn it back on again. Now, the vehicle has a hotspot, but I don't know the password. I'm going to see if it'll forget that. And then force it to go to the hotspot on my phone. No, I think what I'll do is I'll disconnect the infotainment system and then reconnect it and see if that helps. I can see that scud is kind of coming out of the rain again over there, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. What? Yeah. And you can actually see some updraft out of that valley. I don't think that's the Mississippi River Valley. I think we're too far west. But there's definitely a valley over there, and it's definitely pulling some updraft out of that valley. So, like I said, we'll have to keep an eye on it. See if that helps positioning of it, trying to get it in the center of the picture. There it is. Pretty much right in the center of the picture. Let me zoom out a little bit. Not in, out. I don't know if you can see it. There, right there is a good spot for it. But we'll keep an eye on that over there. Yeah, for some reason it's not going to work. That's okay. It says it's connected, but it's not. It's the first time it's ever given me any trouble. I can go Bluetooth still. So maybe I'll do that. I'll go Bluetooth and just go to the Apple CarPlay. And I was going to use it to look at the radar, but I'll just use my phone. To look at the radar. Okay, we are in the severe warned area of this particular storm. We are south of Boscobel and north of Lancaster on Highway 61. So, if any of you are familiar with this area, we're on top of the two valleys, one on each side of us. And we're pretty much on top, and it's kind of weird because where I'm sitting, there's a parking space here, and I don't know, I think I saw a golf course hole behind me, which it could be, but I can't be 100% sure if that's what it is. It's very good cell signal here, so, wherever there's a golf course, there's going to be a good cell signal. Can't have one without the other. So, but I'm still watching that updraft out there with that scud coming out of that valley. Sorry for the noise. I'm opening up a bag of treats. Here you go. And now I can see some rain starting to come across that field. And the storm to the south of us is south of Lancaster and east. So, I might have been able to catch it, but I'd have been on the tail end. There's no way I could have gotten to the front of it. The front of it is actually over by Dodgeville. It's up. It's kind of, well, it's hard to explain where it is without looking on the radar. So it's starting to sprinkle right now. It's gotten rather dark to the south of me also. But we'll sit this storm out here. I'm really interested in that scud hanging off that cloud over there. Are you done with this? Okay. I'm going to put it in your bag. So far, I'm in a good spot. I don't see any indication of hail. If I was really curious, I could go on Omega Radar and I could take a look at the wind velocities and directions over there where that scud is. See if there's any rotation, but I honestly don't think there is. Hearing a little bit of thunder too. Like I said, this storm might just slide just to the south of me where I'm sitting. But I noticed a couple of these storms have developed and they were kind of sliding south. And then they turned to the north once they were matured. So we shall see. Yesterday I was out storm chasing and I had a pretty good storm I was on and I didn't realize it, but the USB port to plug into the computer doesn't pull enough wattage to keep the MacBook Pro powered up. So today I brought a charging brick, and my camera and the MacBook Pro are fully charged, so I can switch whichever one looks like it's getting lowest the quickest. I can switch to that brick for power source or plug in the camera, depending on which device I think needs the power the soonest. So I'd like to take off and go a little bit farther south, But I think I'm going to lose my advantage point if I do that. And I don't want to do that. What the heck? There we go. I lost my camera there for a second. It's out of focus right now. Must be focusing on something else. Let me bring it back some. Yeah, it's probably focusing on the raindrops on the windshield. So. Since this storm is kind of heading, severe thunderstorm warning for Grant County expires in 1 hour, 58 minutes. So they did drop the severe polygon a little bit farther south than I'm sitting right now. So let's go ahead and head south a little bit. Hopefully I'll keep my cell signal. And I'll keep the camera running and see if we can get a better angle on this storm. Try not to let my HDMI cable pull out like it did a minute ago. I almost want to get some plastic ties and tie everything in and make sure it can't move. I'm pulling on this cable and the darn cable is pulling it out, but that's the cable that I use for recording, so it's like it's trying to pull itself out. So okay. Okay, so we'll go down the road here a little bit and see if we can get a better view from a different spot. Well, there's the golf course right there. So I guess, yeah, there's a golf course. I come up the hill and come around the corner and I didn't even see the golf course. Silly me.
Too close.
One more car here and we'll get going. And we'll wait for this truck. We're not in any hurry. Okay. When I set my camera up, I set it up for manual focus. Or automatic focus and manual zoom, because I want to be able to zoom in on certain areas that there's actually a big storm right now to our left. Somebody just went by in a motorcycle, and I think if they hurry, they might miss the majority of the rain heading north. Normally, if I'm on this road, it's like once every 3-4 years. And then the last 2 months, I've been on this road 3 times. Is that a house over there, or is that a bank? It's a house. And now we're getting to the point where you can't just pull off on a farm field because the corn's so high. You can't see over it. So I think if we get down to Lancaster, we'll be in good shape. Unfortunately, the storm off to our left is too far away and moving too fast, and I don't really want to come in on the backside anyways. So I mean, the clouds look very impressive to my left, but it's the back end of the storm. So we're now in Fenimore. A lot of times I'll come through this town, but I'll come from Prairie du Chien over here. I don't usually come from like Boscobel and Viroqua. So I don't want to put my wipers on too fast because then it messes with the camera's focusing. First thing I do when I get into a small town like this with a severe thunderstorm approaching from, well, this is from the west, I'll find out where the quick trips are with the canopies and the banks. A lot of time you run into a town, and if it starts hailing, everybody will pull into that fuel station, gas station with a canopy. Very few people think about pulling underneath a bank drive up, because most of your newer banks have covered drive-ups. I just went past one. So I'm gonna go east on 81 just to show you what's up in front of me. My phone that I have mounted fell out of the bracket and hit my MacBook, but it didn't seem to cause a problem. So it's getting dark here. Let me open up my aperture a little bit. Get a little lighter in here. I'm poking along and I'm like, there's people behind me, and then it's like, well, speed limit's only 35 anyways. So we're going to turn on County Q here. Get a good view of this. Q is going to go down into a valley. So I want to park over here and look at what I'm looking at. Let you see what I'm looking at over here. Now, on something like this, see, as soon as I turn the wipers on, it just messes up my focus. So I'm probably gonna, like, I don't even know if I can see that on the camera. There's too much light behind it. Let me go darker. There. So let me back up, and I will continue the way I was going. I see the windmills over there, so they're in the right direction. Because I've been through here before, and that windmill, that road goes straight west, or straight east. So I'll go over there. We'll watch from there. And I'm on a pretty traveled road here. It's US 18. This will take you all the way to Dodgeville, I think. And after we get around the corner here, we'll get over by these clouds again. So far, I don't see any hail. But I'm pretty sure this road will bend and we'll be able to see the storm that we're behind. Meanwhile, that other storm is moving in on us. As you can see, it's getting darker. So I'll lighten things up a bit. What'd you say? It didn't disappear. It's laying around here somewhere. So in a minute, I'll turn around and head back. make a left turn here. And it probably goes down into a valley. But I don't want to go any farther than I am. Actually, it doesn't go down in the valley. What it does is it gets you off the beaten path. Okay. So I want to sit. I think there was a place I could back up into behind me. Doesn't appear to be. But here's what I'm looking at. Right here. The problem is if I go down into that ditch,
You know what's gonna come on here?
it's the brakes.
You know what's gonna come on here?
What?
You know what's gonna come on this road?
What?
You know what's gonna come on this road?
Well, that's if they do, I'll move. So I'm gonna sit right here for a few minutes. Oh, I don't have that on. There. And watch the scud out here. And see what happens if I zoom in on that.
Mhm, it's picking us up.
See, normally you would look at something like that and you'd wonder about it as far as it developing into something. But it's pretty much just an updraft. There's no rotation. If like them lower clouds on the left were coming around to the right, then you might have a little bit more concern. But we're not gonna. Well, we're looking at a car coming down the road. I'm kind of blocking the road, and the road's got some dips in it. It looks like it's gone, but it might still be coming safely. So I'll put myself back in park and sit here for a little longer. I should see if my phone will connect now. I mean, my infotainment system will connect to the internet now. We could have just been in a weird spot back there. So, no, still acting up. We'll see what's going on later. My display's kind of dark, so I'm going to open it up some. Okay. So we're looking at the storm that is basically out in front of us. But I'm keeping my eye back to the west because there's another storm coming into the area. I'm just out in front of the severe thunderstorm watched area. Not watch, warning area. I am east of Fenimore about 4 or 5 miles on, is it US 18? I believe it is. Which cuts all the way across southern Wisconsin. be nice to get the hotspot working in the car, but like I said, I don't have the password. And if you could pay for it monthly, you could pay for it like April, May, June, July, and after that you wouldn't really need it. Especially if it's only like $20 a month for internet. So maybe I just got too many devices hooked up to it. That's possible. Apparently it does, so. I see the storms are moving over towards Madison. They must be really getting tired of severe thunderstorm warnings there. It's like every time it rains, it ends up a severe thunderstorm over there. So I think we'll head back towards Fenimore and pick up this other storm coming. Just to see where it is. Let me get myself turned around here. I don't really want to go down here, but I have no choice. It's quite a good drop off, but we'll get turned around. My wife's having a panic attack. I don't think we're going to have much of a problem when the vehicle's front wheel drive, when we get the front wheel drive down in the rocks. And if that starts slipping, then the rear wheels will grab. So we did that without much fanfare. We'll head back here now. Straighten my camera out a little. YouTube Premium. And what's nice about YouTube Premium is you can actually watch a video while you're in a different app. When we get to Fenimore, I think I'll go south a little more because we're right on the northern edge of that storm approaching. It's actually developing to the south side of it, which is really where you want to be. west of here, there's a probably, I'm not sure, 10, 15 miles. I believe I saw a store that just sold popcorn and candy out in the middle of nowhere. But I think when I went by there last time, it wasn't there anymore. So I don't know.
They just moved.
What?
Maybe they moved.
I can't hear you.
Maybe they moved.
No, they wouldn't have moved. Okay, we're back in Fenimore. What?
There's no more restaurants here than it was before.
It's no more what?
There's no more restaurants than there were the last time. Today, we went that way. We came through here.
That's the same road we were on.
I know that. I said it hasn't changed since we were on before. What are you getting excited for?
Why would it change?
It's just kidding. Make a joke.
I got cars behind me, like pushing me to get going, and the speed limit's 30. I'm going 30.
Not that close to you.
I could be like one of the storm chasers, like, what an idiot behind me. He's pushing me. I can only go the speed limit. I don't know what they want me to do. But I won't be that guy. Sometimes other people are just in a hurry to get somewhere. So you gotta take it. But one thing I have learned to do is when I start the vehicle up and put it in drive, is to hit the auto start stop and turn it off.
All the time, right?
Clear right? Okay, so let's go left here and head south. And I know there's a new phrase people are coming up with. Sheriff Fletcher up in Ramsey County, in the Twin Cities, St. Paul, came up with a new phrase called backseaters. In other words, people who sit at home on YouTube and watch the live streaming or streaming and comment and participate. And he came up with the term backseaters. So we're going to use that. And we'll just call anybody watching backseaters. Okay, Lancaster's 11 miles from here. We should meet up with that storm right around Lancaster. So we'll see what happens. And it's 7:20 in the evening, Central Time. So a lot of the traffic is going to start dwindling on these roads. People aren't going to be out as much. Their weekend's just about over, and they're thinking about going back to work in the morning. So traffic shouldn't be too bad. I have noticed a lot of creeks and rivers in this area are pretty full.
Creeks and rivers?
Creeks and rivers, yes. So my wife's making fun of me. She thinks I said creeps. and rivers.
No, I just thought it was
If I was talking about creeks and something, it'd be creeks and goons. But it creeks with a K and rivers. Well, that storm that I'm coming down here to meet with is actually falling apart. I didn't expect that. So let me look and see if there's anything else down this way. Doesn't appear to. Take a look at the next radar scan and we'll see if there's something else building to the north. If there is, we'll turn around. I don't really want to drive all the way to Dubuque. And actually, let me look at this. Yeah, there was a little bit, but it's not holding together. Just little pop-up storms and then they fade out. They go farther north up to La Crosse. And I don't see anything up there either. So we'll give this storm one more scan. And if nothing changes, we'll turn around. I'm actually looking for a rainbow right now. The sun is out and it's raining. It's that angle in the sky where it should be a rainbow. I'm surprised they haven't dropped the, well, they did drop the warning. Now it's just an advisory. So like I said, unless something happens on the next scan, I'm probably going to turn around. A lot of the lightning's disappearing too, which is a good indication that the storm is not building anymore. Not a whole lot of convection. And then the air behind it looks pretty stable. So what?
Rogers is over there.
I can't hear you.
Rogers is over there.
Roger. didn't want to get back till midnight. I'd just get underneath these storms that are in front of me. But tomorrow's another day. It's a Fitbit. Look at that big generator. So Platteville's to the east of here, about 15 miles. So if I wanted to, I could cut over to Platteville, get on 151, head up that way to Madison. But I don't know. I think what I'll do is too late now. I was thinking I would take the Lancaster bypass, but I just passed it. So we'll go into town. Maybe we'll go around the square and come back the other way. Suzanne, there's your favorite store. It's closed. Shopko. Looks like the hardware store next door is taking over some of their area. I see that Culligan place back there still has the... I'll tell you a story real quick if anybody's watching. Culligan Water Softener Company is located, corporate office, Northbrook, Illinois, I believe. I used to work at a print shop that we did printing for Culligan. A lot of their personalized billing statements where they put the name of the company that was a distributor in that area on their invoices. We used to print those, and we printed other things too. Well, back in the late 70s, I'm talking 79, 78, they changed their logo colors. They put a dark blue in it with a dark green. And of course, they didn't just wake up one morning and decide, okay, this is the color we're going to go with. So they did some testing. And of course, they had to have proofs done of that color. And the print shop I worked at did, like I said, work for them, and they sent the people in charge of marketing up to the print shop I was at and basically stood alongside me as I was setting the machine up. Anybody knows it was a Heidelberg 2-color. I think it was a 26-inch press. And I got to enjoy their presence while I set these colors up. And of course, they had to give the go-ahead for the color that they liked. So every time I see that light blue with the dark blue wave in the green, those 3 colors, I was the first one to initiate the printing of them. And it's a funny story. And the fact that I happened to be working at that place at that time. And I was the one in charge of doing that work. So that's my funny story. Okay. Now that storm has increased again. It's cycled. So I know what you're seeing on the camera, and I'm looking at the same thing. And when a storm cycles like that, you never know. So I am going to head south a little bit, out into the open area, and we're going to keep an eye on that cloud, because that's definitely a lowering. Keep an eye on where the banks are too. I don't know if this road is a busy road or not. Let's see here. West 81. Let's take West 81. This other road says North 35, but I don't know how it can go north. We'll take West 81, and that's as far south as we'll go. There's a stop sign there, and I just went right through it. Oh well. I'll stop twice at the next one. I didn't really go through it. I slowed down quite a bit. I almost stopped. I've seen people stop at stop signs, not stop as much as I did. So looks like a couple decent places to find a place to park. Pull right in this gravel parking lot here. Yes, that's what I'm gonna. No trespassing. We don't speak English.
Where are you putting all these people?
I'm turning around. we'll sit and watch this for a minute. Yeah, that storm went from weakening to the next scan. Actually, it's probably got a little bit of a hail core there. And it's going to pass just to the south. Let's see, Prairie du Chien is 30 miles from here. So I think I'm going to shoot over to Prairie du Chien after this goes through and head home. Because it is $7:35, $7:40. 2 hours home from here. That makes it $9:40. I'd like to be back by 10, so. But like I said, like the other times, there's absolutely no rotation to that lowering that I can see anyways. What? Once again, this is the Weather Monkey. I am from southeast Minnesota, town of Winona. I'm in southwest Wisconsin right now, 30 miles east of Prairie du Chien. Just off, well, I can't remember the highway. Okay, we'll move on from here. Like I said, we'll head east. Actually, the wind is from the east to the west, So there is circulation, not as far as in the cloud, but the air is being pulled into the storm. What? For what? No, I'm using it. Your phone is probably laying between your legs. Did you put it in the glove compartment? What? No. You'd know it if it was hail. I cannot hear you.
You didn't bring my earrings either.
Okay, now it looks like there's another system, another cluster developing in front of us. I don't think it's going to amount to anything, but we'll see. We got 30 miles to go east before we pick up. Actually, if I could get up a little farther, and I'm not going to mess with it. I was thinking if I could get up a little farther and turn the vehicle. But yeah, there's absolutely no rotation on there. There probably are little spots of rotation within the scud, but nothing that's gonna become anything. But this road is kind of perfect. It kind of wraps right around the other side.
Hold it.
What?